So, with over 60% of the votes, this is going to be Ancelotti's diamond as requested. Let's get into the video, and trust me, this one's going to be an absolute banger. So we're going to do it different today. We're going to start off with the weakest team and then save the best team till last. Obviously, that's going to be Real Madrid. The first team is going to be Everton. I'll quickly say, if you do enjoy the tactics on this channel, please do leave a like and definitely subscribe, because we've got a whole year coming up of them. You don't want to miss it. And if you really don't want to miss it, turn on the bell as well. But let's get into Everton. So as you can see, we actually had quite a good season. This is a team that are predicted to finish, I believe, around about 9th, is it? Quite possibly even lower than that. And we have come out and we were just shy of getting inside the top 4 by 2 points behind Liverpool. Had to be Liverpool, didn't it, of course. But do you know what? Still finishing in that top 7 is impressive. But finishing 5th, even more impressive indeed. It's going to be Beto coming in with the highest goal scorers, coming in with 26 goals. Also picking up the most assists. This guy essentially did carry quite a fair bit of this Everton team, but he is a quality player. We've got to be honest. Jordan Pickford, a 96% pass completion, 76 league goals scored, 47 conceded, and even in the cups, it wasn't like the best of the best, but quarterfinal, not too horrific. Carabao Cup, quite horrific. But to take this Everton team into the top 5 is absolutely incredible, to be honest with you. It would have been better if we got the Champions League, but I'm always honest with the results we get on this channel, and for a first season with 0 signings, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to show you the team stats because there's not really too much to show, to be honest with you. We were up there at about 6th when it comes to possession, but that was pretty much it. So we're going to dig right into the data hub and just show you what you can really expect. So this diamond, obviously, you're going to expect to be in control of your games, great pass completion. You're never going to score the most outrageous amount of goals with a team like Everton to start with. You need to sort of adapt, build a team, build some quality in that team as well. But 2 goals a game is fairly decent for Everton, 1.24 conceded, over 12 shots a game, but even with a team of this calibre, we're averaging 88.82, that's nearly 89% of the pass completion, which is very impressive in my opinion. Now obviously, as we go through the better teams, these stats are going to pretty much double. It's quite incredible. So we'll go over now to see a team like AC Milan, for example, is going to be next. Let's hop over and go into that. So yeah, we upgraded the team a little bit. We go to AC Milan, pretty much one of the teams I think about when I think of Ancelotti, alongside a Real Madrid, and we absolutely dominated Italian football, which by the way is not easy to do because there's a lot of good teams in this league. Obviously you've got Atalanta, Inter, Napoli, Juventus, Roma, all teams that can cause you issues, and we made it look easy, to be honest. We won 35, drew 1, and just lost 2 games, which were against Roma and Sassuolo. The draw was a 0-0 against Napoli as well, so didn't really make too many mistakes against the small teams either. Rafael Leao, I did lock him in that striker position, or one of the striker positions, and he scored 37 goals in the season. Theo Hernandez coming with 17 assists, and Big Mike coming in with a 97% pass completion. We scored 112 league goals, ranking us the best, and also conceded a very low 23, picking up 0 red cards. So if you are playing as a slightly better team, you can easily rank best in the goals. There is definitely goals to be gained from this diamond system. But if you are playing as a sort of, well, Everton are one of the worst teams in the Premier League, without any offence. They're very difficult to play with in the game. You're not going to score as many goals as what you're going to do with an AC Milan, a Real Madrid, but you can use this tactic with a team like Everton and still get success. We also won the Italian Cup against Lazio, making it a double winning season, and not too shabby in the Champions League. Not quite good enough to beat Man City, but semi-finals, we're going to take it. And now we are going to feature in some of these stats. So you can see right now, most points, most goals, most shots over 600, fewer shots against at 232. But the real key stats I want from an Ancelotti tactic is the defence. Fewest conceded at 23, quite a few less than the likes of Napoli coming in second place with 36, and also the most clean sheets coming in at 20, which we love to see. It really is a defensive diamond masterclass. And now look at these stats, because these are going to be a lot more impressive. 2.95 goals a game, 0.5 off 3 goals a game, way under a goal conceded at 0.61, over 15 shots a game, and the pass completion is approaching 90%. So I mean, yeah, this tactic really is something special. It had to be. Sometimes you got to save the best till last, as we've done today. That is going to be with Real Madrid, and we had an invincible season with Real Madrid. Yes, we actually did draw 7 games, but it really didn't matter because we still won the league. We won 4 trophies. I mean, it was such a good season with this Real Madrid team. So fun, in fact, I had to actually play most of the games myself, not because of the system, because of this man here, Jude Bellingham. He is the talk of the town at the moment. I wanted to use him in the game, so majority of this save was actually played by myself. Very few games were simmed. The ones at the start, like the friendlies and possibly the first few league games, but as we got into the real juicy part of the season, that was controlled by me. Rodrigo, 36 goals scored, highest rating as well at 7.66. Jude Bellingham, one of the best players I've ever used in an FM, 26 assists. Kepa, 97% pass completion. Goals scored, 113. Only 19 league goals conceded. I don't know how if you know how mad that is so low. It's absolutely incredible. Under 20 conceded, and the quadruple winning season. PSG, no competition. Barcelona, no competition. Barcelona, again, no competition. And one more time, Barcelona, no competition. We've done everything over them. Spanish Cup, Super Cup, Champions League. It's all going to Real Madrid's favour. And every Real Madrid fans, you got to leave a like on the video. He actually featured in majority of the stat lines as well in Spanish football. Most shots for at 663. Fewer shots against at 167. We also had the most dribbles made on this occasion at 640. And obviously, in traditional Ancelotti fashion, we also dominated this, which is really impressive to see. And even going over to the possession, although we weren't rank 1, we still had 60%, which is quite good. And the data hub is going to look very similar to AC Milan, but conceded less, which is mind-blowing, I know. 2.97 goals a game, 0.5 conceded, still over 17 shots a game, and his pass completion was so close to getting to 90%, but just fell short, but still, 89.72. There's a lot of talent in this team, don't get me wrong, but I'm still going to show you where the goals come from. So what's going to happen in this system is we're going to have 2 up top. I'm not going to tell you the roles just yet. I'm going to show you in the tactic breakdown, of course. But essentially what's going to happen is you are going to rely quite heavily on them. So that's going to be Rodrigo and Vinny coming in with 36 and 32. Then usually it's the advanced playmaker or one of the midfielders that comes in. So 26 from Diaz, Bellingham, then 12, 11, 11, 10, 10. So it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players contributing with 10 or more goals, which is very, very good. Easily over half the team. And assists, again, this is, you always notice this in my videos, I really like to see contribution from all over the field. And we definitely had that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with 15 plus assists, then a couple, 9, 7, couple of 5s, more than enough players getting involved contributing. And the reason why I'm so fond of this is because I do not want to have a tactic where I rely on one position to do everything, because if that player gets injured, we're done for. We've got to change the entire system. So that is a really good sign. So I'm really happy with all of the saves. So we'll start off with one of the finals against Barcelona in a 3-0 win. A very comfortable game indeed, as it is going to be Vinny who takes a touch, plays it back inside into Camavinga, into Rodrigo, who's going to go alone on this occasion and absolutely put it top bins with absolute ease. And one thing I noticed with this diamond is how stacked that midfield is. It's quite common sense it's going to be. But you'll see this clip right now. Look at the amount of players that are surrounding Lewandowski right now, and it forces him to a mistake. Camavinga wins it back, one simple direct pass through to Rodrigo, and it is going to be Araujo here who's in no man's land. We're going to have big Vinny coming through, making loads of space, great running behind, and ter Stegen may as well go home. A great finish from Vinny, great bit of play, put him under pressure. It's a great team goal. It really is. And the last goal comes out from the back. Simple pass from Rudiger into Valverde. Again, so many options on the ball. He can spread it out wide to Alaba. He could play it inside to Camavinga. And there's even options off the screen here we can't even see, which he plays to Rodrigo, who's going to play it into the overlap of Bellingham. And he's just going to go alone here. Great play from Jude. And an even better finish. What a team. A few more goals in this game. It is going to be a 5-1 win over Dortmund. Just showing you what we were sort of like in the Champions League as well. And as you can see, we got off to a very lively start. Inside of 4 minutes, winning the ball back, and again inside the box we've got 1 player here, 2 player, 3 player, person on the edge which is going to be Jude Bellingham, the famous number 5. Alaba's going to cut it back, or actually go alone here. Actually go alone. We're going to take it. I don't remember that goal going in, but just showcasing the options that are inside that box. We don't even use any of them, to be fair, as Alaba goes alone, and it's now going to be Rodriguez in a very similar position, and we are going to see, that was incredible, that is, to win that back there. Rodrigo, an even better finish past Cabell, and at this point Dortmund probably thought they were in for a bit of a pasting, and they were, as a very bad bit of defender from Emre Can comes in there. I remember that. And it is now going to be Diaz on the ball, going alone, running past everyone. And the near post, you could fit a car in that gap. Absolutely incredible from Diaz, but shocking from the keeper. Bellingham, obviously, from Dortmund as well, so I mean, a little bit riding on this game as well for Big Jude, but to be honest, I'm pretty sure he went home laughing, because when you beat a team, your old team especially, 5-1, you can't really knock it, can you? I mean, we actually went 5-0 up as well. I will show you the Dortmund goal because it's important I show you that we do concede goals as well, obviously, but their goal come in so late, it was effectively pointless. The ball comes in the box, it's a great set piece, to be honest. Dodgy from Nacho, I will say, because the ball should have been cleared, but essentially, that was just a mistake on our end, but still a very convincing game. So it's now going to be time to break down the tactic for you guys. We're going to have 3 variants again. We're going to have one, which I tested with majority of the time, a slightly more attacking version, and a defensive version /1 to use against the big teams. I do want to quickly thank all of the names coming down the screen. These are going to be new or existing Patreon members. It is a great way to support the channel, and also there's over 415 of you guys now. There's over 8 perks, including access to all 3 of these tactics. You get early video and tactic release. You get priority in your requests, you get one-on-one tactical help, you get giveaways. There's so much going on. Definitely check it out. The link is going to be in the description. But let's go ahead and talk about the Ancelotti Diamond. So the goalkeeper is going to be nice and simple. Obviously, it is designed for Courtois, despite him being injured at the moment. He is not really a sweeper keeper. A fullback comes in on the right, on supports, on get further forwards. Essentially, I don't want these players being too complicated, is a good way of wording it. Like, I want fullbacks in the team, but I don't want too many instructions on them, but I do want them getting further forward, so therefore that's why that instruction's going to be on. We have a central defender simply on the default to partner him, and on the left hand side a ball playing defender, which is going to be more of the Rudiger role, coming in simply on the default. The left back is going to be another fullback who is going to be on support, on get further forward, so quite a composed back four really, not nothing too exciting. You know, the fullbacks are going to, you know, get further forward and provide width for the team, because obviously that is something we really need in a diamond system. As good as this looks, you can dominate possession, you can link up passes very easy. It's very important you have players to create width in this team, because one thing that a narrow system lacks is width. Quite common sense. But going over to the midfield, a ball-winning midfield player comes in on support, on hold position, and tackle harder. Now, you can have him on defend if you're playing as a bit of a lower league side, even in the default version, but for me, the team sort of gelled a lot better just having him on support. Next to him is going to be a box-to-box on support, on move into channels, nice and simple, and next to him, he's going to be a Mezzala on support, on take more risks. Now, the great thing about this Mezzala role is that even the default instructions, he is naturally going to drift wider, so he's going to be more positioned around here, which is obviously going to give us a bit of a pass to play out on the right-hand side, making it a lot easier to sort of form. If you imagine this player here, if I can pause it, I would. He's going to be out here, and we sort of form a triangular shape here, meaning we've always got a passing option on. Moving up the field, it's going to be an AM on attack, simply on move into channels. Sort of the free roam player, you know, he's really going to cause loads of issues roaming about the field, getting in behind some players, being an absolute nuisance, really. And we're going to have a centre forward, or a complete forward, I always say centre forward, on attack, simply on the default. Again, if you are playing as a smaller team, you could possibly drop him back a little bit to a supportive role. You are going to score less goals, but he is going to be a lot easier to get the ball to, in my opinion. And lastly, very annoying. Oh, I thought it wouldn't let me click on it then for a second. That is going to be the advanced forward coming in on attack, simply on the default move into channels. And that's going to give you your player roles, but more importantly, let's go over the team instructions. So, it is going to be based off a custom clean slate tactic, just to clarify for you guys. It's also going to be on a positive mentality, and now we are going to go over the team instructions quickly. If you are enjoying, smash the like button right now, because it helps the video out absolutely loads. But the attack and width is going to be set to fairly wide. Obviously very important in a diamond system. We're getting the width from somewhere. We're also going to have pass into space. This helps out massively. Looking forward to them forward runs. Absolute key instruction. We're going to focus the play through the middle and play out from the back. Now, going over to the passing directness, originally I had it on slightly shorter, but we were sort of just lumping the ball into useless areas, in my opinion, so I've gone down to shorter. No, it's not a tiki-taka tactic. It's still a little bit more direct than your average shorter passing style, but just having it like this was a little bit too direct for my liking, so it's got knocked down to 1, and it links up these sort of plays in midfield into a really controlling way of playing football. The tempo is now going to go to slightly higher. We're going to be more expressive. We're going to work the ball into the box, and my personal favourite is going to be mixed crosses. Now, if you haven't got anyone with any sort of height, or you feel like you've got someone that's massive in the box, this you can kind of tweak down to your preference, however you sort of want to play. But overall, this gives us a perfect set of team instructions in possession. We're very good. We're passing the ball about consistently. Again, the tempo is slightly higher, so make sure, again, you're going to have your players rested. good squad depth, and the right training. Them three things, I'm going to stress it time and time again, just so I don't see the comments saying, my players are too tired. You need to get them three things done, and you will be completely fine. In transition, not going to be much selected. We're not going to be a counter-pressing team, but we are going to be a counter-attacking team, and we are going to play it out to the fullbacks and the centre-backs. We're not going to choose exactly how this happens. He can either roll it or take short goal kicks, but they are going to be your in-transition instructions. Lastly, the out of possession, we are going to go over and have the high pressing line of engagement with that standard defensive line. We're going to go more often on the trigger press. We're going to have a little bit of, I did have this on, but I was like, I don't usually see that happen in that team. So today, we're going to leave it off. But again, if we're going off a strictly in-game performance, this can cause opposition issues, so maybe you want to have that on. But for a realism side of point, we're not going to do it. And also, we are going to have get stuck in, and that is going to give you your default variant, but do stay tuned. We're going to watch a few more goals and then go over an attacking and a defensive variant for you guys. Ideally, you get all three, because then you can simply change in the matter of a click. We're going to watch the Italian Cup final in a 7-0 win over Lazio, who are, by the way, not a bad team at all, but we got off to such an early start. Their confidence just got rattled as we're going to use the wide area there to absolute ease, and it is going to be Adley, who, by the way, is still as good as what he was in the last FM. Absolute baller, and this is going to be a good point to pause it before he gets the ball in the box. Again, we're seeing the familiar pattern as we did at Real Madrid. The three players in here, and it is going to be Benacer, who obviously is going to be that box-to-box, who, again, similar to Jude Bellingham, who was playing that position that game, or that role that game, this is a very consistent option to have on the edge of the box, as it is going to get floated in, and I even forgot he was playing for them, but do you know what? The star man Giroud coming in, putting us 3-0 up. Again, great link-up play through the middle, winning the ball back through to Adley, and if you guys are looking for a sort of cheapest option in this position, the attacker midfield area, get Adley in, because it's really good. And that, credit to the set pieces. We're scoring sort of 3 to 4 goals, it seems, a video purely off set pieces, so you guys need to go and get them because they're absolutely cooking. As it is going to come from another set piece almost, a little bit of great play there, loads of space for Hernandez, and at this point Lazio may as well have give up, but more goals are going to come, of course. The left back playing a crucial part in the game, their defence falls to sleep. The keeper comes out and Leao basically gets a free goal. And you can see by the stats here, it was absolute dominance against a decent Lazio team. Not the best of the best, but I'm not being funny. They were absolutely poor. Of course, now we are going to go over the attacking variant of the tactics. So this is basically designed to get more goals out of the team, extract a few more shots on target, etc, etc. So the player roles, the goalkeeper remains exactly the same, and both do the centre-back. So not going to waste your time on those. The fullbacks, however, both go on attack, which naturally means they are going to get forwards and also cross the ball more often, exactly the same on each side. We're going to get rid of that ball-winning midfield player and push up a player into a register role, simply on Mark Tyser on support. The box-to-box does remain, but on this occasion he's going to get further forwards and also move into channels, so it's going to be a lot more attacker-minded and really push to get involved with that attack. The Mezzala now goes to attack on dribble more and run wide with the ball, essentially really making him almost a winger in this system, which essentially means we're going to almost be playing like a 4-treble-2 in some scenarios of the games, which just creates loads of good opportunities to score goals. The shadow striker comes in, again, pushed up from that AM. If you can't have a shadow striker, for whatever reason that is, you could easily just stick with that AM, shove him on attack, get him a bit more involved, tell him to shoot more often, for example. But if you can, I would recommend changing to a shadow striker, and the advanced forwards are both going to be exactly on the default, but obviously we're going to replace one of the complete forwards to that advanced forward, mainly because they're two players that are going to get in behind and both be hungry for goals. Going over to the team instructions, the mentality is going to remain on positive. Just to clarify, the width is going to remain the same. On this occasion, though, we are going to overlap left and also overlap right. We are also going to max out the tempo, so it's very, very, very aggressive to play. We're going to be more expressive. This remains the same, but the real big difference, honestly, despite the tempo, is now we are going to look for overlapping runs, and because it's going to be done so far out wide, typically this is going to be done by your fullbacks. Transition, there are going to be a couple of changes. Although it's not strictly Ancelotti, at this stage of the tactic, I am just trying to get you guys results, to be honest. This is obviously an attacking variant. Things have got to change to make it worthwhile for you guys to join the Patreon, or to obviously just copy the video. So we've got a counter press, we've got a counter, we're going to distribute quickly, we're going to distribute to anyone across the back line on this scenario, and the only reason why I've taken short goal kicks is to simply get the ball movement and just don't let the keeper have a decision. That's what you're doing, get the ball moving. And out of possession, things are going to look somewhat similar. The standard standard line, the high pressing line of engagement. We've maxed out the trigger press. We are going to put some pressure on the goalkeeper now because we have got 2 players now pushed up the furthest they can be, and we also got to get stuck in. And now the complete opposite. This tactic is to go into games against the really big teams. I mean, this could even be used if you are playing as a literal relegation team. This is going to be the defensive variant. So a lot of things are going to change. The goalkeeper and the central defenders remain exactly the same. The fullbacks are now simply just going to be fullbacks. No additional instructions because I don't want them getting further forwards. Neither do they really need to stay wider because we have got players that provide the width naturally. And to be honest, this diamond is now... It's taken a different approach, this diamond. It's now all about control, all about passing the ball about. So you'll see a lot of the players are going to be on support. If you are playing as a weaker team, you essentially just want to have the ball so you can control the game and you can decide what happens. So it's a lot more of a restricted diamond that still can grind out results and defend really, really well. The ball winning midfield player comes in on defend, on mark tighter. A box-to-box comes in still. All going to be in all of the 3 variants. But again, nice and simple. Default instructions, nothing to worry about. We're going to introduce a Carrillo into the mix, who is going to be on support, on pass it shorter, take fewer risks, and also shoot less often. So a very risk-free midfield, in my opinion. Obviously, this is going to protect the back 4. This player here is going to do a little bit of both. He's going to get forwards. He's also going to come back. And this player here is a supportive role, just to literally pick up the ball, pass it about, and complete nice, simple passes. And moving up the field, we've got the AM on support, simply on pass it shorter. A complete forward comes in on support, on shoot less often, and the advanced forward remains exactly the same on that left-hand side on the default. And now over to the team instructions. It is going to drop to a balanced mentality. The attack and width is going to remain the same. We're not going to pass into space, neither obviously are we going to overlap left and right. We're still going to play out from the back while focusing on play through the middle, but this is now taking a lot more possession-based approach. The directness all the way down to much shorter, the tempo in the middle at slightly lower, time wasting set to frequently. Now, if you are going into games like this, don't have the time wasted on. This is purely designed on, for this example for the video, if you are trying to seal a game out. If you are going into a game with this system, don't have that on. We've got to dribble less and also work the ball into the box alongside of mixed crosses. Next up, in transition. Again, it's going to be quite basic. We're not going to counter press. We're not going to counter. Nice and simple. We're going to slow the pace down. We're also going to play to anyone across the back line while taking short goal kicks. So again, a very risk-free, low-maintenance diamond, which essentially, this is actually quite a perfect tactic for a very underdog-like team because it's not going to be too aggressive on your players, not too strenuous, and very easy to control the games. And lastly, out of possession, we're going to have that standard line, a mid-block line of engagement, just to make the players a little bit more sort of compressed, if that's a great way of wording it, I believe, more often when it comes to the trigger press. And also, what is going to remain is the get stuck in. And that is going to give you guys 3 variants of the highly requested Ancelotti Real Madrid Diamond. Let me know in the comments what you think, and please do leave a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe as well. And if you enjoy live streams, come over to mine. When this goes live, I'm probably going to be live on Twitch as well. You can see it on the screen. It's absolutely incredible. I'll see you boys over there, but more importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. And if you guys did enjoy today's video, here are going to be a couple more videos I'm sure you're going to love. Down here, you're going to see my previous video, and here is going to be a video I personally recommend for you guys to check out. Trust me, you're going to love it.